I'm selling any SUI that I have, and if you're a SUI holder, you should consider watching this video because I'm going to explain why. All right, let me start off by saying I have nothing personal for or against any cryptocurrency asset, and that includes SUI. I've called multiple tops, multiple bottoms on multiple assets across multiple years with video evidence. So let's talk about SUI. All right, so at first glance, SUI's topped out at $2.36, and you might be thinking like, oh, it's just a double top, it still has a lot of room to go. And this is where you would be wrong, because when we look at market cap of SUI, this is full on parabolic, right? All the way past the 2618. And what does that mean? The market cap tells you what the actual price is minus the inflation, right? So this tells you the price with inflation. Market cap tells you the price without inflation. And right now, this is full on parabolic. When we look at the Fibonacci retracements, I consider the 1618 price discovery. I consider the 2618 parabolic. And the 3618 is what I consider to be maximum parabolic. Now, there are some instances where some coins get to the 4236, but it's not likely, and I don't build my investment thesis around what is likely. I build my investment thesis around what is plausible. And right now for SUI, when this thing rolls over, there is thin air between this all the way back to about 2.8 billion. That is plausible that this thin air is going to get taken out. Now, let me tell you what could happen between now and then, because I'm not saying it's topping out today. And in fact, I will say it's between the 2618 and the 3618. So in all likelihood, it'll probably get back up here to the 3618, which is about another 20% to the upside. Whippy. Another reason why I'm very bearish in the medium term on SUI, again, it could get to the 3618, is right here. If you point your attention to the RSI, this explains the relative strength index. This means how strong something is on a scale of 1 to 100, 1 being extremely oversold and 100 being extremely overbought. SUI topped out at 85 back here and now is on a downtrend, lower highs and lower lows. What does that mean? That means there is a clear divergence with SUI right now. This is not good, okay? These tend to come in, and I'm going to show you some examples right before a top, okay? So the divergence means that this was going up as the price was going up, right? So the RSI was rising. The price was rising. The RSI, however, peaked. The price peaked, came back, and the RSI continued to fall down as the price now continues to rise. Okay, do we have other examples of this happening? We have thousands, but let me give you some. All right, let's just look at Bitcoin in the last bull market. So this is in 2021. The price was rising. The RSI was rising until right here. We peaked out at 41,000, 42,000. Came back. And then we had the divergence, lower highs, lower lows, as the price was continuing to rise. This is a clear, all but early, but yes, a clear top signal. What about Ethereum? Same thing. We topped out on the RSI back here at 88. The price continued to rise as the RSI was going on lower lows. This is a clear divergence and a clear signal that the top is beginning to be in. Even Wolf, if you guys were watching me back in June, video evidence, you could go and look. I was saying, if you were my brother, I would take profit on Wolf. I have nothing against Wolf. Well, what happened? We topped out. We had clear signs of Wyckoff distribution, and we had a divergence. Looky here. The RSI was going high. The price was going higher. The RSI was going higher until it topped out. The RSI started going on a downtrend. This is a divergence as the price continued to rise. This is a clear signal that the top is near. And when we look at SUI, this is already pretty deep in this. It's already had about 4 bounces to the downside. Again, I think that it's very plausible that it's going to get to the 2618, which is about 20% to the upside. But just for me personally, the risk to reward is not worth it. The risk to that is more than double downside risk to the upside potential. So you have about 20% upside potential for about a 60% downside risk. That is not a risk to reward ratio that I'm looking for. And by the way, anything on top of the SUI network is exponentially going to feel the pain of that. It's the talk of the town. Don't get sucked up into hype. I would advise you to make decisions based off of data, logic, and reasons. Make zero decisions based off of hype and what ifs. Ultimately, I am not a financial advisor. I cannot give you financial advice, but this is what I'm doing. Follow me for more, you savages.
Damn hustling, 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 hustling,
It's your
hustling,
boy
hustling,
Ski.